friends, welcome back to Food Prep Guide. We're back with another mix in jars video. We're going to be replacing all of those boxed cake mixes. Today we're going to focus on a chocolate cake mix in a jar, and then at the end of the video we will cook it up together so you can see the finished product. There's no reason for all of those hydrogenated oils and whatever else that they add into boxed cake mix at the store when we can make it so easy at home ourselves. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first ingredient is going to be sugar, and we need 1.5 cups of sugar. Each quart jar is going to be 1 cake mix, so each one jar makes 1 cake. So I'm doing 3 today, which is going to be like putting 3 boxes of cake mix on my pantry shelf. Feel free to do however many you like. You're going to notice some ingredients in this recipe that probably are not in the box mix, but that's because we're going for extremely moist and decadent cake, and you'll see what I mean when you see the ingredients later on. Okay, so we're going to add flour next. That's going to be 1 3/4 cup of flour. Okay, next we're going to do a 1 teaspoon of salt. I love Redmond's real salt. It has all of the minerals. It's not bleached. But use whatever salt you like, of course. And then 1 teaspoon of coffee. Now, obviously you can use whatever kind of coffee you like, but the darker the better for this recipe. This is my husband's favorite, it's Black Silk. So it's extremely dark roast. But I don't know if I would go out and buy coffee just for this recipe because of the price of coffee right now. So just whatever you happen to have on hand will work. I'm just saying darker the better for optimal enhancement of that chocolate flavor. Did I say 1 teaspoon? 1 teaspoon of ground coffee. You can use instant coffee, that doesn't matter. Okay. And then 1 teaspoon of baking soda. 1 teaspoon of baking soda. We buy baking soda in 10-pound packages and then store them, bring 1 pint out at a time and store it in the fridge. You get a much lower cost per ounce that way. Okay, and then a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. I don't remember if I brought out my there it is. 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. In case you don't know, Rumford is aluminum free. So 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, and then we need a 1/4 cup of buttermilk. Now I know, excuse me, buttermilk powder. I know buttermilk powder is not your super standard pantry ingredient. It is pretty important in this recipe, but you can get by with milk powder. Powdered milk is something you can buy, you know, pretty much available anywhere. Buttermilk powder, our favorite brands are Anthony's Goods. They have a really good one, and Hoosier Hill has a really good one as well. They're both available on Amazon. I'll link that down in the description box below if you want to pick some up. But we need a 1/4 cup of buttermilk powder. Quarter cup buttermilk. I thought this measuring cup sat down inside my jar. I'm not really sure what the deal with that is. Oh, it's regular mouth. I'm used to using wide mouth. I went to scoop this in here and it wouldn't go, and I know that usually I can scoop it in there, but I guess I was out of wide mouth jars when I packaged up this one. Okay, after that is going to be our chocolate. So we're going to add 1/2 cup of cocoa powder. And then we do need to shake these down. We are going to be doing chocolate chips in this recipe as well, but if I were to put the chocolate chips in the jar, I'd have to go all the way up to a 1/2 gallon jar, and I really wanted to make this recipe fit into a quart jar. Those fit better on my shelves in the pantry, so we'll just add the chocolate chips after, but you absolutely could do the chocolate chips at this point. You would just need to go up a jar size. Whoops. It's raining chocolate powder. Okay, half a cup of cocoa powder. Okay, and that's it. Obviously, like I said, chocolate chips. You need 1 cup of chocolate chips. So if you want to do it all in one jar, add 1 cup of chocolate chips, and then that's it. But let's make it cleaned up, and then we will bake up this cake together. When you're ready to bake, go ahead and preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And you're going to start with your cake mix in a jar. Dump that in. And then I'm going to go ahead and add the chocolate chips because typically those will probably be in the jar already. You want 1 cup of chocolate chips. I measure with love when it comes to chocolate, y'all. Okay, so chocolate chips, that's about 1 cup, or just, you know, measure with love. 2 eggs. 1. Toss that into the sink. And 2. And to that, we're going to add 1 cup of water and 1.5 cups of oil. I use coconut oil in my cakes and pretty much any other kind of baking that calls for oil. We use coconut oil. It takes a really good flavor to it, but you can use whatever you have on hand. I've even used avocado oil in a pinch. And then 2 tablespoons of sour cream, which might sound weird, or maybe that's how you've always done it. But this is one of the tricks to getting it nice and moist, is adding some sour cream. We've already got that buttermilk powder in there. We've got that coffee in there. I'm going to do a heaping 2 tablespoons. And that's it. Go ahead and mix this up. Now, I actually don't even own a cake pan because I don't cook a ton of cakes just for my family. Whenever I'm cooking a cake, it's usually for a big gathering like a birthday party or a potluck. So I usually do it sheet cake style. Now this one, I'm going to be doing it in an 11 by 7. A 9 by 13 would be a little bit too thin for this cake, but an 11 by 7 will be fine. Because I want nice thick slices. Really, you can get by with pretty much any pan. I'd say most people use a cake pan or a bundt pan. Okay, here we go. Then we're going to bake this in a 350 preheated oven for 35 minutes, or until a toothpick comes out of the center clean. And here we go. 35 minutes was just right. This recipe will be in our Mixin' Jars Cookbook Volume 2. Is it warm enough? Yeah. Mixin' Jars Volume 2 Cookbook. The giveaway is still running, but it will be closing soon because we are getting really close to getting all the recipes done. That link will be in the description box, or you can comment cake mix and I will send it to you directly in response to your comment. Man, I broke it. Oh well. I was trying to get it all out in one chunk for you. Here's what it looks like. I can't really tell the moisture on camera. Maybe you can. It's really moist. I don't have any frosting. We're not big frosting people around here, but you can certainly put some icing on top of this cake. And if you put it in a bundt can or a cake pan, it would look a lot prettier than this. But again, I'm not super concerned about prettiness, just flavor. Okay, friends, that's all for today, and we'll see you next time. Bye.